Ask any under 25 in New Zealand and they probably worship drum and bass. If they don't, they'll likely have heard Tour by Mackie G anyways, the single track that would play if you crushed up an MD pill and pressed it into a vinyl disc. D&B of this ilk is loud, abrasive, disruptive and energizing, which is why hearing it will evoke the spirit of a pinging night out in Auckland town, which is really just our bustle of a city imitating its big brother London. The album I'm reviewing today is certainly not drum and bass, but today's popular dance music loves being abrasive and longs for a good drop in a song, where the build-up of anxiety will suddenly clear its sinuses, flushing all the pent-up mucus from both nostrils. D&B drops of this ilk are like blowing your nose. It's satisfying, but since most of the results are easily disposable, the best bits are just going to have to be picked out. I met an album this year that captures this danger-seeking spirit of today's dance music, but in a flashy new way. And by flashy, I mean epilepsy, by way of its composition technique. The Bérite club scene might just be the flashiest thing to come out of France since Gaspar Noé's opening credit sequences, chopping up the remains of contemporary dance music like a happy home cook with 2 new cleavers and a chuck steak. The results are jittery but sensible, and it's Parisian DJ Sunareht who jacks up that first adjective and peters out the second. He took the top spot for my favourite EP of 2018, which indicated a producer who has learned to love the sound of a record skipping or lagging. And although his fantastically party-ready album Amorama shapes that into this maximal house stunner on track number 1, the rest of the album fulfills the promise of the song titles, living up to the unpredictability of our falsely emoted internet era. Songs that reach life-affirming melody patterns, but they end up stuck on these moments, imprisoning you in these freeing moments. Lockjaw when you finally smile. A record by the field but with the air conditioning off. By tracks like Parachute Tandem VR, the atmosphere is smoky, as if the sound itself is hotboxing the dance club, and even the bouncer is catching the buzz and starting to flick hungrily through Uber Eats orders. I would meet this mission brief halfway, were it not my fear of cottonmouth and a lot of pent-up anxiety about where my mind will float post-doobie. To be honest, while Sunareht loves generating a party soundtrack, its stuttering endlessness creates this suspense that really targets that anxiety that you get during a night out, coaxes it out like the fucking eel in Mario 64, and furthermore, sounds like Mario 64 doing a backwards long jump. My take on Sunareht's music is anxious because nights out for me have always been anxious. These songs feel ever repeating, like the buzz of drugs and or piss that you can't tell to die down, only wait out. It's a good time, almost a too good time, so close to a good time that it could be good time too. Is this a problem? No, I can't imagine a dance record more suited to now. It's abrasive, jarring, and it traps you in these endless moments of joy for fear that you'll have to come back down to earth once it wears off.